Hi everyone, Mckaiser Dragon here, and today we are going to talk about PoE again. So, I watched two videos about YouTubers talking about, you know, the changes that's going to be happening, and and what they think about it, if they're doing the right thing or not. Um, I'll link those videos down below if you guys want to take a listen and then listen to my take. And for me, it's PoE is a learning game. It is a big, massive project you work on, and then you learn new ways to do stuff, and then you hopefully make bigger and better builds than you did last time. And I feel like with YouTubers and Twitch streamers like pushing so high in the game and then trying to feed us, the average players, like, oh, this is what you need to do, this is strong, this is not strong, this is how you do this build, this is how you do that build, this is... I know it's kind of nice to share, but at the same time, I kind of see it like you give a beginner Yu-Gi-Oh player a top tier deck and you just tell them how to use it, and then you kind of wish he follows everything you said, and he's gonna look at you and he's like, I only got a little bit of that, I'm gonna try my best, and then it doesn't go as planned. And I feel like the direction for making content for PoE should be more focused on, the technical side, which is like learning how to survive, learning how to do big damage, learning how to combine the two to make your build, good, rather than this is how the build works, this is the build. If you don't follow it, you're kind of screwed. And what that would change the directions of, the average players, I think, is like they will, slowly learn how to build defensively, and then slowly learn how to be offensively, and then merge the two, and that's how you make, the good build. And then not to be like always, not try to always like, oh, this is how you do this build, this is how you do that build, but just give them the tools so they can, let them explore how they can make something themselves. Because another thing I'm also seeing is like, the top end players, they can just blast through the game, test some stuff, and then they're kind of seemingly asking for more content or better optimizing of like the top end for players. But what about the average players? Like, I know for me, like, getting through the storyline might take me a week, then running through maps, and then I hit this wall where I can't pass tier 10 maps. It's probably like I can like clear it, but like usually I like die. But like tier 10 is like where I usually die more than I can clear the map. Anything beyond that, it's just like I still haven't figured out how to combine things. Like, a lot of us, we have an idea in our mind, like, oh, I want to make a tank that can cast spells, and then you try that, and it kind of works, and the bar for your damage is like here, And the potential that you're missing out on is like way up here. And trying to go from down here to up there is very complicated, but how can we? And it's pretty hard because we also have to like, you have to know like what your build can and can't do, but it's also how to make your build do certain things that you wasn't able to do, but then maybe like now you can't do a different type of content. And there's lots of balances that you have to go through. It's very hard to truly understand it, and it's pretty hard to fix. It's not going to be something that PoE can fix in like an expansion. So this is why I think PoE is doing the right thing by making massive nerfs. I think that's good. They're at least trying something. And then they're also, you know, buffing the enemies. So this puts a huge challenge on us to try to figure out new things. I just hope that, you know, the information doesn't spread too fast, because, you know, playing the game, experiencing the game, you know, actually taking that month or two to, you know, learn how your build works, learn what you can and can't do, I think it's pretty fun. But it just kind of comes where, like, we need more guides on, you know, helping that gap between where, like, you have your build, but it's not performing as well as it should. And these are ways we can get your build to, you know, do more damage, survive more, rather than to be like, hey, I have a build, it does T16 red tier maps very easily, just be a robot and follow what I did and you'll be fine. So hopefully this brings out more, like, I don't know, because we're getting nerfed and we are, and the monsters are being buffed, some monsters. I do like the challenge. It's just kind of boring when the challenge is at end game and not the whole game, because getting your character to maps is pretty easy depending on, you know, what build you do. But then, like, a switch is flipped and your build is absolute trash. So hopefully, they also talked about trade and how they don't want trade to be too valuable. I already think it is, though, like PoE trade, because the fact that people it's not cheap at all to get the best gear in the game. Like, you have to do some serious grinding to be able to purchase these top tier gears that Chris Wilson was talking about. And not everyone is able to do that, so, and also making them is pretty hard too. So you gotta understand crafting, you gotta know where to go, what to do, how to do it, what you can and can't get from certain items, which item base is the best, try to get the best level for that item base. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't understand, and I don't understand it either. That's why I don't do it. But if they don't want like PoE trade to be like that juicy, then like they need to change the drops a bit, because Path of Exile is more like Path of never finding a good item, and when you do, like there's one in PoE trade that's like 10 times better for like 3C. What are you gonna do? But the last point I want to talk about, and I want to keep talking about this, and I think I'm gonna make a thread about this, is Acts 6 through 10. I like to say Acts 5 through 10 because Act 5 through 10 was part of the acts they added in all at once, which looking at it back then, I was excited for it, but I knew in the back of my mind this is not a good idea, and I feel like I'm right because if you played Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X was an amazing game, and if you played Final Fantasy X-2, it was basically the same game but slightly different, and then you also had to run through it 6 more times. That is not fun, and that kind of leads me to like not make new characters, because I'm just like, oh my god, I have to run through. Like, I love running through Acts 1 through 4, except for this map. This map I don't like. No, it's this one. The Cones map is just so big. I don't like it. And then I look at Acts 6 through 10, I'm just like, oh my god, this is so boring. The storyline just doesn't make sense to me. Like, Acts 1, 2, 3, 4, and parts of 5, you know, they make sense. They have this flow to them. And then they kind of just flush it down the toilet with Acts 6 through 10, just killing off NPCs that we learned about, and then it's like, what's the reason? Oh, we just wanted to kill them. It's just like you go Act 1, or Act 6 I mean, and Nessa is just killed by a crab, and now we have to kill her. And then, you know, Act 7, Silk betrays us, and that one other girl turns into a fox. I don't know if she like changes back, or is that this act? No, this act. We have that. Oh my god, what's her name? Do they tell names here? No. Well, we have her, you know, betray someone that we talk to, which is just like what? Why are you doing this? I just feel like, why are you doing this? And then like Act 9, just weird stuff happens, and then for like the final boss there, it's just like, why don't we take the 3 bosses you just fought, the 3 mini bosses, and then just combine them for an underwhelming fight. So hopefully they fix that. And then Act 10. Act 10, I don't think anyone dies. But it's just so boring because we ran through it already. So hopefully, I hope they change this. And, yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to say, what are your guys' take on versus, you know, the average players versus the top end players? What do you think? How should PoE build their game to keep everyone happy, or to only keep the top end players happy? Because that's what I kind of feel like the top end players are saying. It's just like, oh no, all these nerfs, and everyone's like disappointed about the nerfs, but like this could breed like different styles of gameplay. Of course, you know, the top players know what they're doing. They know how things go, while the average players, they don't even know what's going on, which to an extent I don't even know what's going on in this game. And then hopefully they can change something about just all the spam that's going on. Because I know a lot of builds, they just like spam a bunch of stuff and then they just die randomly to something that they can't even see. Hopefully they can fix that too. But like I said, PoE is a very, very complicated game. There are a lot of features in the game, and changing one might break another, and fixing one might break another, and if they change too much, that could open up a floodgates of like just game breaking bugs, or we don't even know. That's how complicated PoE is. So at the same time, we're still beta testing. It's kind of weird to think about that like we're still testing the game, but that's how big PoE is. Like they could like be like, oh, we're closing the game for a year to like test out everything, and then when they finally come back, they're like, all right, we fixed everything, and then we get our hands on it, and then we break the game like they never thought they could. So just keep that in mind, please. Keep that in mind, and be happy that they are trying something new. And then, you know, don't get mad if it doesn't work out. Just be like, hey, it's not working out. Can we change it again or put it back how it was? Because there's no need for panic. There's no need. PoE's not going anywhere. We also have PoE 2 to look forward to. And yeah. That's basically the video. Just keep calm, don't panic. If they change stuff, accept the change, learn about the changes, and if we find that we don't like the changes, just say, hey, we don't like this, change it again or revert back. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my Patreon, check out my Twitter, check out my Twitch. I might stream. And then yeah, I just hope like the community changes a bit, you know, with understanding, and the community changes, the content creators change, and like there's less like, oh, just follow the build guide, it's easy. Tier 16 red maps, this is how you do it. And like try to change the direction of their content. We shall see. I can't do it because I suck at this game. I'm like part of the average player where learning is pretty hard. Like there's a lot to learn in PoE. So yeah. We'll see. Sorry for a long video, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. I talked more about other stuff in the other video, but this kind of, I wanted to talk about this. I don't know, I like rambling, sorry. So, see you guys later, bye. I guess that's one thing I'm trying to say is like, let's not focus on this super high speed meta all the time. Just because it's there doesn't mean everyone needs to be doing it. Let's try to find different ways to play this game. Which there are, you know, and people are like, but it's not as good, and that's okay. That's okay. That's about it. I guess one last thing. This is my currency tab. I made 9 exalts, 600 chaos. So it's not all that great. I did spend some of it like making 2 other characters, but you know. Where's maps? These are my maps. T6, I didn't do so well this time. I didn't make a build I knew very well, so I didn't push maps very well at all. So yeah, just to prove that like I'm basically a bad player. I've learned ways to make certain types of currency. PoE. Are you fucking shitting me? You weren't supposed to see that. PoE. PoE! But, you know, I'm not... I'm not great at this game at all. Even though, you know, this is probably, like, my highest ES character I made, I think. But still dies very, very easily. Because I don't know how to combine all these things to make something super amazing. Alright, bye. Sorry.